Hello there. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Knocks to Nuggets. My name is Oluwayomi Ute, and it's such a joy to come here with this very beautiful morning. Thank God always for the gift of life. It's because we are alive that we can gather together, listen together, chat together, talk together. It's because we are alive, and we thank God for the gift of life. And welcome to the month of March, the month of the women. I'm so excited. March is all for the women. Men, don't get jealous, it's just us. Thank God for the month of March. Apologies for that glitch. I'm back on now. Thank God for life and thank God for the beautiful month of March. It's the month of the women. And today, in honor of the International Women's Day, we're talking about the theme for the International Women's Day. And I have with me today a sister and a friend in the house. She's no longer a guest, she's been here quite a number of times. She's an experienced financial services expert and a management consultant with a demonstrated practical knowledge of the financial services value chain. She has over 33 years of experience in strategic leadership, wholesale and retail banking, wealth and fiduciary management, treasury marketing, and asset management. And she's a chief executive of BMG7 Limited, a boutique consulting firm. She's a professional with notable knack for starting and establishing thriving new businesses. She was a pioneer of chief executive of Stanbic IBTC Trustees Limited, where she led the team for about 8 years to establish a business that remains a market leader today. She was at various times a pioneer head of expert banking, head commercial banking and public sector group Nigeria in Stanbic, pioneer head of wealth management in FBN Capital Limited, and head of treasury marketing in the then MBC International Bank. My friend is so many things. I want to read it all. We'll keep reading. Of course, she's an ASID board member. She sits on boards of social impact organizations, which enables her to deliver on her interest in female development. No wonder she's here talking today on the special edition of IWD 2024. She was an executive council member of WIMBIS, Women in Business, Management and Public Service, where she chaired the Membership and Programs Committee for 2 consecutive terms. And she was a chairperson of Stanbic IBTC Blue Women Network. She was a vice president of the Association of Corporate Trustees Nigeria and was voted in 2018 as one of Nigeria's 100 most inspiring women and 2023 as one of Nigeria's 50 most inspiring women by the Business Day. And of course, I'm looking for her to be one of the top 10 inspiring women. My guest today is a member of the Risk Management Association of Nigeria. She's a member of the Chartered Institute of Directors. She's a Wimboard Fellow. She's so many things. But you know, the beautiful thing, she has attended several Ivy League schools, executive management trainings. But the beautiful thing about her, that she's a mother, she's a wife, she's a sister, she's a daughter, she's everything you are looking for in a woman in IWD. And so today, receive with me on the Knocks to Nuggets platform, Binta Max-Gbinije. Hey.
Thank you so very much, Auntie Yomi.
Good to have you in the house.
It's good to be here again. And first off, I must commend you on the great work that Knocks to Nuggets is doing. It's been an amazing, 5 years? And you guys going from one level of glory to another. And I try never to miss my Monday morning tonic, as I call it. So to Tom, you and the team, more grace and power.
Amen. Thank you so much. And thank you again for being here in spite of your schedule. I know my friend is crisscrossing all the continents, but you are here with me today. Thank you so much. So it's a special edition for International Women's Day 2024. And the theme is Inspire Inclusion. So my first thing is, what's this IWD all about? What's International Women's Day all about? And before we start talking about the theme for this year, Inspire Inclusion, over to you, Binta.
Thank you so much. And good morning, everyone. Good to be here again. And by the way, Auntie Yomi, you look lovely. I see that you are wearing all the IWD colors. The
Yeah,
colors are white, purple, and green, and you're wearing them all together. We're twinning already, so we're in the spirit, as we say.
yeah,
Right. So talking about IWD and how it started over 100 years ago. And the very first actually was the movement in 1857, where we had female textile workers, protesting about, work conditions, unequal rights, in the workplace and all of that. And then this continued, but snowballed in 1990, in 19, the year 1910 and
yeah.
1911, when Clara Zetkin, who is known as the founder of the International Women's Day, she was a part of a group in the German Republic, a socialist group. They were a political party, and she was the arrowhead, if you like, of the women's um, um, department, as they called it at the time. And then she saw this need as well to ensure that women were treated fairly, that there was that equality, that the gender agenda, as we like to call it, was taken seriously. She pushed for it. Long story cut short, it gained traction. And in 1975, the United Nations then accepted the International Women's Day and instituted, it was in 1975 that it became known as the International Year of the Women. That was the International Year of the Women. And then on the back of that was then a date was fixed, March the 8th, annually, every year across the world, as that day when the issues of women will be brought to the fore, where there will be a focus on abuse in the workplace, the domestic abuse, if you like, on equal rights, on equal pay, and all the things that are important to women. And why is this so? It's because our world will be nothing without women. I'm sure you'll
Mm,
agree, Yomi.
absolutely.
You know, that their courage to exist in perfect harmony, amazing tenderness, but with that back of steel is what makes our world better. And every day we just move and get better and better. I like the analogy that Malala used. Malala Yousafzai, the young lady, who's the woman now, by the way, who was
Yeah.
shot in the head by the Taliban and who started the Malala Foundation. She said, that imagine a bird flying on one wing. I'm sure you know it won't flap very far or go very high,
No.
but imagine it flapping on both wings and where it can go. So women are what? Half of the population of the world. And so if you disenfranchise your women, you can't go very far, not as a nation, not as a people, not as family. And so I like that analogy of hers, and I always remember it. And I say, when women are brought to the fore, when their issues are taken seriously and dealt with, you have a healthier nation, you have a healthier people, you have a healthier workforce, even. And so the advice is take and tackle those issues that women have, and you will have a better world all around. I
Hmm.
hope that makes sense.
It really does. Thank you for bringing it into context and letting us know exactly what this IWD is all about. So we're not just thinking just another fad. People
No,
fought for it, people pushed for it, people ensured we got it. And we are here today, 2024, talking about inspire inclusion.
mm,
Now, before I talk about inspire inclusion, something that bothered me as a young lady,
mm,
and maybe because I didn't understand much, I fought against it. I didn't understand it. I hear Women Association of Accountants,
mm.
Women Association of Doctors, Women Association, and I kept saying, where are the men association? What's this women, 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 women? Are we victims? But as I grew older, I kind of got to understand it a little, but I'm not sure I totally understand. So, Auntie Binta, let me ask you this. Inspire inclusion, what is it all about? What are we trying to get included into?
I like your question, and it's a very good one. So I'll start with the definition of inspire, if you like, okay? And inspire simply means feeling someone with the urge or the ability to do or feel something, or to be creative, or to give you new ideas, or to fill you up with a strong feeling of enthusiasm. I'm inspired. Oh, I want to get up and go. I want to go and do it. It could also simply mean to fill someone with the confidence and desire to do something. That's what inspire means. What does inclusion mean? It's that ability or that practice of bringing people into a thing. So someone was outside the line. It could be a football club. It could be an association, like you rightly said, the Women's Association, the Doctors Women's Association, all of that. And so it infers that they have been left out of a circle, if you like. And so now you want to include them, you want to bring them into that circle. An ideal world, an utopian world will be where you don't have women this or men's that, where you just simply have the Doctors Association, right? That everyone's on the same footing, everyone has the same opportunities and the same advantages, but that we haven't gotten to that point yet. That's why this gender agenda is a very real thing, and we all have to keep pushing it, whether you're a female or whether you're a he for she. That man who's in touch with his feminine side and understands what women bring to the table, and is also, supportive of the women folk at home, in the workplace, in the family, wherever they might be. So, short answer to your question, that's what inspire means. That's what inclusion means. It's that art of including someone into something. And so the advice, or what this theme this year, to my mind, aims to do is to remind us of the need to ensure that we're bringing people to the table. Just like we said, like that analogy of the bird again, that can't fly with one wing, you've got to be able to fly with both. So have the men, have the women, bring them to the table, and let them, everyone put their best foot forward, or best self forward, and you'll get the best, be it an organizational goal, be it a family goal, be it a nation on the move. When you just bring both the men and the women to the table, then you'll get that. The statistics are there in very many areas. I had the privilege of leading a class last week in Kigali, and in the room there were 15 people. Guess what, Auntie Yomi? Out of that 15 people, the participant class, there was only one female. So
Wow.
she was the Amazon in the room. This is an oil and gas sector driven thing. And I thought, wait a minute, I checked the math. How many women are in the sector? And it turns out that there are probably only 18% of women in the entire oil and gas sector. And I thought, wow. Then again, I looked at it. What about engineers in Nigeria? There are over hundreds and hundreds of thousands of registered engineers. But guess what? Only 4,000 are women. And I can go on and on and on and give you the statistics, right? They're not pretty yet. And I say yet because thankfully that's what this theme seeks to address, to say more women need to be brought to the table. We don't want women for women's sake, right? We don't want tokenism. We don't want you to say, oh, because she's a woman, just add her there. Shook her in, if you will pardon my use of the language, right? No, we have competent women. We have women who know what time of day it is. We have women who can do, in some cases, forgive me, men, I'm not being a rabid feminist here, but I'm just stating the facts. We're just saying that we have women who are as competent, or even in some cases, even more competent than the men, okay? So inclusion, essentially, inspired inclusion, is us saying to women, and even to the men, the he for she's or anyone, that women can do this. Bring them to the table, give them the opportunity. Let's push them in our schools. Let's not assume, oh, girls can't do math, girls can't do physics, can't do chemistry. Let them just study law, let them study English language, let them study the quote unquote softer courses, but the engineering, the geology, all of petroleum, all of that should be left. It is no longer the exclusive preserve of men. And truly, whatever a man can do, a woman can do. And forgive us, men, in many instances, even better. Okay? Yeah, and that's the truth. So inspire inclusion. Let's inspire ourselves. Let the men let the women, beg your pardon, come to the table. Let's do a whole lot more. Let's take the lead off the limits of what women can do. Try us and see. It's only if you've tried and we've failed that you'll then agree that yes, we can do. But let's even talk about it, Auntie Yomi. I say it all the time. A woman is amazing at multitasking. Haven't you seen woman. She's standing over the kitchen stove. She's
Mm-hmm.
cooking. She's got a
Mm-hmm.
baby on her back. She's
Yeah.
got a phone in her ear. And she's closing a multi-billion-dollar deal.
True.
Hello. What
True.
can't a woman do, right? And so let women come to the table. Give them those opportunities in politics, in the workplace, right? In the workplace, even to head up homes, to lead companies. Guess what? McKinsey and Co. carried out a survey, and it
Mm-hmm.
turns out that the organizations and boards where you have women at the seat or in management invariably return a greater ROI, a return on investment for that company. I
Mm.
can go on and give you all kinds of statistics, but suffice it to say, when women are at the table, when women are part of an organization, when women are given the wings to fly, the nation benefits, the organization benefits, the family benefits, everyone benefits.
Wow. Everyone benefits when women are given the wings to fly. Thank you so much, Binta. Now I want to play the devil's advocate a bit here.
Sure.
There are some times that the challenge of women are actually the women themselves. I've had people say to me, I don't want to work with a woman. Now, this is a woman talking. I don't want to work with a woman. I don't want a woman to be my boss. Women are hard. Women are this. Women are that. Sometimes it's as if we are so uptight about this thing that we want to. I'm looking for the right words, but we want to enforce our leadership literally. Now, let's speak to that. Women, how do we ensure that we also are making the workplace inclusive for other women? How can we ensure that we are also putting out our hands to bring up other women?
Excellent question. And it's a shame that that used to be the narrative. I agree with you totally that it used to be the narrative, but we didn't know any better then. Okay. And then I say we, I'm saying women folk generally. But the times have
Mhm.
changed, the days are changing. We're older, we're wiser. We're jettisoning that thinking of women are the enemy of themselves. No, not anymore. A woman who knows what time of day it is, a woman who's clued in, understands, right, that we must always send the elevator back down. You got to
Mm.
this position not by yourself, but probably by the grace of God and the use of some man or woman. When you have that opportunity, there's an onus on us, particularly for those in leadership, like I said, to send the elevator back down and bring people back up. And that thing about women being the enemy of themselves, not anymore. That narrative is truly changing because women who know have been spreading the gospel and spreading the word. And that's why I like what Wimbies has done. For instance, if you permit me to mention Wimbies, Wimbies is an organization where that fallacy of women can't work with women has been totally disabused, right?
Yeah.
Because an organization that's 23 years now and going strong, and it started with women and only one man. Long story
Hmm.
cut short, it continued to grow, continued to do well and impact, and these are women working with women. So they proved that for me. Wimbies did that, right? And that's what we can all do wherever we are as well. And so the clarion call to every woman and man out there today: woman, don't be that person that's the little witch, as we used to
Mm.
call the offices, right? That's a little witch as a boss who winched you, quote unquote,
Mhm.
that you are winching others, and that's a shame because you find that most of these people who are winches, as we will say in Nigeria, are not witch now, winch, as we will say in Nigeria, are the ones who had the opportunities, who had good bosses, who had people who gave them a hand up. That you have a responsibility to be able to, you know, just help the next generation up, teach what you know, give them a chance, amplify their voices, be that coach and that mentor that will speak for them in the room when they're not there. It's very important. So,
Mm.
yes, it used to happen, back to your question, but not anymore. And if
Mm.
anyone is still deluded into doing all of that, then that person is misguided. Okay. So the
Mm.
new narrative is that women help women, women support other women, women give others the opportunity to climb up, give them the opportunity to speak up. In fact, we'll send them in their stead, right? So I've got 2 appointments now, and that I can only take one. What do? I recommend a fellow sister, whether I know her or not, as long as I know she's competent and she will deliver. And that's also a point where I will say to us women, when you've been given the opportunity, please make us proud. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
go there and you mess up, then that opportunity is denied to another woman. And so please, sisters, wherever you are the world over, if you get that opportunity to shine a little, beam that light, make glow, so that other people will get the opportunity. Okay? So,
Yeah.
yes, this is where we're at right now, where we say, this is what we need to do. And a follow on question will be, what should that woman do if you want to be in
Exactly.
that room, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
shine, if you want to be
Mm-hmm.
that person that does well?
Mm-hmm.
One, I would say, be competent. Like I mentioned
Mm.
earlier on, we don't want tokenism. We don't want, oh, just give them a space. There are 15 people. Oh, yeah, put 2 women, let's do that for diversity. No, let it be that that woman that comes to that table has that ability, has that competency, and can deal. Okay. So, because we do have these women the world over. So, what should that woman be? Be competent, get the certification. I'm famously known for saying, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Okay. So, get the certification, keep developing yourself, upgrade, upskill, hone your skills so that you are that person that will be wanted way and above everybody, right? Another thing that is so true today is when they say, that saying, first time I heard it, I laughed and I thought, oh, that's so cheesy, but it's so true. Your attitude determines your altitude. So
Mm-hmm.
very. So come to the party with the right attitude. Be willing to work hard. That's another one. Give your 110%. There's a greater expectation from the woman. It is what it is, unfortunately. But they just, what the man will do and get away with, all eyes, like Tupac said, will be on the woman, right? So women, we know eyes are on us. What must we do? Give 110%. Ensure we're
Mm.
excellent. Don't just do enough. Go a little extra. Go above and beyond. Be known for being excellent. Excellent should be your signature. You write a memo and they can't find a mistake on it. That should be your trademark. You're not in the office and they say, oh my goodness, I wish Yomi was here because she will just kill it for us. Be missed when you're not there, but that's only when you're excellent and you add value. Talking, the next thing will be value. Add
Mm.
value. If you don't add value, what are you doing there? In the big things, in the little things, in the midway things, add value. It's critical as well. So be competent, know your stuff, know your onions, continue to develop yourself. Put your hand up as well and volunteer. Don't wait to be called upon. Be known
Mm.
as that person who's eager to do the work. And then when they give you the work, I beg of you, my sisters, ensure that you do it. Do it well. Sign it off with style. A little trick I always say to people, the low hanging fruit, is to try and even get it in early. Be the
Mm-hmm.
first in class. A FICO, as they will say, but yes, and a FICO, it helps because when the time comes and they're naming the names of people who are trustworthy, who can be trusted to deliver on time
Mm-hmm.
or even before the deadline, your name comes up on the list. So that's another thing, but do it well. And then, putting your hand up as well to say, I will try. Never be
Mm.
afraid to try. That's another thing.
Mm.
Because some of us will say, oh, I can't do it. Do it, but do it afraid. Do it afraid, but do it all the same. Okay? It's very important. Push out of your comfort zone. Be visible. Sing your song. Blow your trumpet. If
Mm.
you don't put out your achievements and what you've done, no one will do it for you, my dear lady.
Mm.
So it's your responsibility when you've done something worth talking about, then put it there, put it out there. with a very nice thing. I'm not very big on social media. I'm talking to myself now and saying I must do better, right? But I know people, every little thing, they put it out there. Some haven't even done a quarter of what you've done. They put it out there, but they're getting visible. They're getting
Mm,
noticed, So we
mm,
should do a bit more of that about
mm,
out what we've done. That's worth celebrating, will be my caveat. But please, by all means, do that. Very important. Support the women folk. Start
mm,
organizations or associations or fellowships that will benefit not just the women. Eventually, we want to do good, so we won't stay insular. Yes, we're banding together to become a force. And when we're that force, let's do something that will benefit our environment, our society, our nation, somebody somewhere, okay? Not just us, me,
mm,
myself,
mm,
and I. There's that
mm,
as well. That's
mm,
important, right?
mm.
But these are the things that you need to do that would help you continue to climb the ladder, hopefully. And like I always say, if you climb the ladder and you get to the top of the ladder and you find that you was leaning against the wrong wall, please come down, take your ladder and go to the right wall and continue climbing again. Very important.
Thank you so much. I liked that.
There you
So
go.
don't live in your errors. If you get up there and say this is the wrong wall, just carry your ladder and go to the right wall and just
Oh,
do it again. Thank you
absolutely.
so much, Auntie Binta. I wish we could continue on and on. It's been so educative. We have not even scratched this topic at all. Trust me, you are going to come back. We have to still talk more on this inclusion thing. And I want to ask you a question, but time is so fast spent. So we'll find time to come on and continue because I want to ask you about how do you raise that girl child
Mhm,
who goes into the world bold,
mhm,
ready for inclusion. It's
mhm,
something, it's one thing to a lot of people, a lot of us got raised very timid. And so they're even offering you the table. You are saying no, somebody else can
mhm,
do it better because that's how you were
mhm,
raised. You were taught
mhm,
to bow, to be humble, and we are turned our
mhm,
being humble to humility, and it hasn't
mhm,
helped. We'll come back
mhm.
someday and talk more about it. But for today, thank you so much, Auntie Binta. I will take a final word for you, a semi-final, because we'll come back and continue this from you.
Sure, it will be an honor and a privilege to be back again. But to your question, if I might just use that to sign out, will be to say, how do you raise that girl child? No different from the way you raise the man child. Unfortunately, Auntie Yomi, I'm that mother who doesn't have a girl child, despite the fact that I wanted one so badly. So thank you for sharing Jessica with me and letting me live vicariously through her. I only have boys, right? But how do you raise them? Letting them know from the get go that they're no different from the boys. We've made that mistake in parenting. We're finding that out now. Oh, the woman stays in the kitchen. Oh, you go and wash the plate. Oh, but the boys go out and play with their football. The boys are the king of the domain. But all of that, thankfully, we're learning is not the way to go. So let that child know ab initio from birth as she grows up that there's nothing she cannot do. There's a beautiful book, I can't remember the name just off the top of my head, but Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala co-authored it with this lady who was chair of, Bretton Woods Institution as well. There's a chapter in that book where they talk about releasing the girl child, and I think it's titled Fly Girl Fly or something like that. And it's just essentially just advocates that women can do anything. Anything a girl can set her mind to do it, she can do. If you can believe it, you can think it, you can have it. No two
Mm,
ways about that. The girl child is no different from that. That's why there's this push now for STEM, for girls to go into STEM, because they can be doctors, they can be lawyers, they can be engineers, they can be anything they set their minds to be. The other piece that we've realized is that imposter mentality or the imposter syndrome. We're held back sometimes and think by ourselves and think, oh, can I do it? Oh, I'm not articulate enough like Pastor Yome is. I'm not tall enough. They probably need a taller person. My English is not perfect. I don't want to go and stumble. Hello, you'll never know until you try. And so my
mm-hmm,
advice and admonition to that girl child and that woman will be to say, try it. Do the homework. Get all the information, build the competences, and then, like I said earlier on, do it afraid, but do it. Jettison that imposter mentality. Auntie Yomi, I have it. I'm 52 years old today. I have achieved so much by the grace and the mercies of God. And every time I get a new assignment or a new call to a board and all that, I'm thinking, I'm frozen for a little while. Should I accept it? Can I do it? And all of that. I still have those self-doubts. But don't let that stop you, my dear sister and lady. You can be anything you want to be. You can do anything you set your mind to do. Just do the homework. And for me personally, and I'm sorry, this is who I am. I'm not running away from it. The God factor is a very big part of it. By the grace and the mercy of God, if you can put your hand in God's hand and just do your homework and trust God,
Mhm.
go in this thy might, and you will excel and succeed by the grace of God.
Amen. Go in this thy might and you will excel and succeed by the grace of God. Thank you so much, Binta, for being on this call. And thank you so much for bringing all of this information to us. I'm sure every single person has picked one thing, two things, three things. I have picked a lot. I have 2 pages written already of things to do. Thank you so much. I look forward to having you as we continue this conversation someday soon.
Thank you so very much, Pastor Yame. Thank you, Knox to Nuggets. You guys are amazing. Two thumbs up once again. Please keep doing the great work and adding value. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Yeah. Wow, that was a whole lot from Binta Max-Gbinije. I mean, what can I add? Really nothing. As we celebrate the International Women's Day 2024, remember you are fit for the table. Don't cower. Don't self-doubt. Don't live in self-doubt. Understand there is a part for you to play. Remember, build your competences, build yourself up, dare dare to do it afraid if you're afraid, but just do it all the same. But remember, let excellence be your watchword and let God be your guide. And until I come your way next week, another edition of Knocks to Nuggets, don't ever forget it. If you can think it, you can be it, and you can have it. And as always, together we win. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the week, and bye for now.